actually there's some friendships made in chemotherapy. So they wanted to sit with each other and chat and let the time pass in that way. If you look outside the windows, you'll see a garden. That's called the Healing Garden. That was put together with funds through the foundation and an employee group at Fremont Rideout called Tower Power. They raised funds for the fountain in the garden. Patients can actually take the chemo drugs on an infusion pole or a pump and walk out into the garden while they're getting their chemotherapy. And that was another suggestion made by patients, if they could get up and move around. So we created this lovely environment outside where they can go and sit on the bench and look at the fountain and the water. So we're also very pleased with that.
I feel, just coming in here, the comfortable feeling with the high ceilings, the almost like a residential house feeling. You're in your home almost. And the beauty outside is incredible. You worked very hard putting that together.
Once again, we didn't want it to be so intimidating. Cancer is a very intimidating disease. Getting chemotherapy, no matter how you slice it, is not a pleasant thing to go through. So we're trying to make it as comfortable as possible for the patients.
I was going to ask you, you're giving chemotherapy in the Infusion Center. Where does the medication get prepared?
We have the pharmacy right there. It was right behind where the infusion chairs are, and we have a pharmacist on staff full-time who mixes the drugs on site.
Great.
Yeah.
Now we look like we're in almost like a doctor's office. What is this?
We are. In the central area of the cancer center is a clinic for the physicians. Right now we're standing at the nurses' station. This comes right off the waiting room where we were formerly. The patients will come to the nurses' station. We'll do intake here. This is where they take the vitals, blood pressure, that kind of thing. And then they'll either go off to the infusion center or back to radiation or back to see the doctor. And behind us is where the doctor's clinics are. Would you like to see one?
Let's take a look at one.
Okay.
Great. These are pleasant, very well color-coordinated examination facilities.
Yes, we had an interior designer design all the interior of the cancer center.
So how many rooms are there like this?
There's 8 rooms. There's 4 rooms on this side and 4 rooms on the other side, and that would make a clinic for a physician to see patients.
And where do the doctors come from that see the patients here?
The radiation oncologist is Dr. Young. He comes from Yuba City, where he was practicing formerly under North Valley Radiation Oncology. There's a group of physicians that practiced with him that will also be available for us. Dr. Barrett is another one that does radiation oncology. On the chemo side, we have Dr. Harrison, Fisher, and Keene, and they were doing medical oncology right out of Rideout, in the Infusion Center at Rideout. So they essentially just moved the practice over to the Cancer Center from Rideout.
With the communication with UC Davis, you have the state-of-the-art means of communicating. What do we have here?
This is actually a telemedicine or a teleconference unit. What this allows us to do is have a real-time link with UC Davis. What we're going to do is have chart rounds here, and we can have consultations. You're going to see on the screen people at UC Davis talking directly to you. We've already had a few meetings with them. It's been really fun with this teleconference unit. And also with consultations, there's high-resolution scopes they can use, a dermoscope, well, you would know about that, where it magnifies the skin and we can actually get a dermatology-type consultation straight from UC Davis. The physicians down there see it better on the screen than they would if they actually had the patient in their office from the magnification from the scope. There's also a nasopharynx scope that will go down the nose,
sure.
right, down to the throat, that they can also see from UC Davis. So this is going to allow us to have meetings and consultations without having to drive back and forth from UC Davis.
Excellent.
So yeah, it's very nice for us. Okay, we're going to leave the central area of the Cancer Center, which is where the clinics and doctors' offices were, and we're heading into the radiation oncology side now. I'm going to take you into the CT scan room.
Great. See that. So I see that not only do you have treatment radiation, but you're also doing diagnostic radiation with this CAT scanner.
Actually, this CT SIM machine is for treatment planning for radiation oncology. This is a one-time deal. The patients will come in here, they'll get their CT scan, and what you see on the screen there on the computer is what the therapists see. Now they take that image and they link it up to the linear accelerator is where they get the treatment from. So it's all directly linked. So they zero in on the tumor on this machine, and the linear accelerator will only treat that area.
Well, that's a new concept for me. You're actually using one scanner to be sure you're precise when you do the other treatment, and you're getting as precise as you can get with the high-tech computerized CAT scan. It looks like we're getting closer to my favorite TV show, Star Trek, as we get to the bridge of the Starship Enterprise here. And you've got all these control panels and screens, and so this is a linear accelerator. What is a linear accelerator?
Linear accelerator actually is high-energy beams that come out of our machine that we'll show you, and the beams actually go straight through the body. They hit the tumor on the way. I will explain the construction of the vault, we call it the vault, as we go in there to kind of explain how we're preventing those beams from hitting everybody else on the outside. First of all, let's go through, this is a 7,000-pound lead door.
Gosh.
So just press this button. It opens very slowly because of the weight, and we'll go into the vault and we can show you the linear accelerator.
So in order to have the protection for the people around the building and in here, that means the walls must have the same type of insulation as this 7,000-pound door. The
walls are 7 feet thick of concrete. In the ceiling alone, it's 88,000 pounds of concrete, and down in the ground there's 30-foot deep pillars of concrete to support all the concrete in the vault. So yes, we're very well protected.
So if there's ever an air raid and we have to hide from a nuclear attack, I'm going to be the first one over here.
Buy your ticket after me.
Exactly.
Come on in.
Well, Candace learned about my love of all these gadgets, and she's actually let me take the controls of this $1.5 million linear accelerator. Fortunately, you can't turn it on from here, but I can move it a little bit, so let's try moving it around and see what we do. Yep, I can do it. $1.5 million, and I'm
You're in control.
Doing it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Jet fighter pilot?
Yes, I'd like to be. They won't let me on, though. My eyes aren't good enough, and I'm too old. But well, thanks for giving me the chance. I'll let you hold that because I don't want to be accused of breaking the machine.
Sure.
Well, tell us more about the room and how it works.
What happens is the patient will come in here and lie on this bed. Now this all moves. The bed moves, the linear accelerator moves, and what they're doing is they can give treatments 360 degrees. In other words, you're lying there with a tumor and the beams will hit you from 360 degrees as the machine moves around you. I was mentioning the walls. Why we need such thickness in the walls and the door is because the beam does go straight through the patient and hits the walls, and the beam will bounce around in the vault and not go outside due to the design of the vault. The entire treatment lasts, 10 or 15 minutes. It's not a long treatment. We've had frequent questions as to, do you tie patients down? No, we don't have to. Generally, they can lie still for that amount of time.
They're not feeling anything as it's done.
They don't feel anything. The only side effects might be, for example, if you're getting it over your throat, you might have a sore throat. If you're getting it over your stomach or your abdomen, you might have some indigestion. Very minor side effects for what we're doing. And there's a speaker and television cameras, monitors in this room, so the people outside are always in communication. The therapist standing outside can talk to the patient while they're getting their treatment.
So the linear accelerator technology is really state-of-the-art technology for treating cancer, and there aren't many of these in the whole country, are there?
There are 27 in the country, and we have one of them. This is the latest and greatest, the best you can buy, right here in Marysville.
Yeah, I think our viewers really need to realize that. There are 50 states in the United States. There are many, many cities that have millions of people in the United States, and right here in Marysville we have one of 27 machines to treat cancer like this.
This is the best radiation treatment you can find in the country right here.
Now we've seen this incredible center that Fremont and Rideout Health Group has put together with UC Davis, and I'm sure our viewers might wonder how they would, if they needed to become a patient here, how they would do that. Well, they don't just walk up to the door and come in. They would be referred in by their primary care doctors.
We've actually had a lot of people that have just come to the door and want in. Yes, you have to get a referral from your primary care doctor to the radiation or the medical oncology services here at the Cancer Center.
And then that would be the primary care doctor, internal medicine doctor, family practice doctor would help determine what the problem is, and then knowing it's cancer, then get them over here.
That's right. That's when our specialists will take over and decide what treatment would be best to treat the cancer that they have.
Well, it's been an incredible exploration of your facility, and thank you very much for taking the time to let us come over.
Well, thank you for coming.
Again, I would like to thank the many dedicated staff of the new Cancer Center, as well as of the Fremont Rideout Health Group, for providing us with this behind-the-scenes look of this great addition to the health services for the Yuba City and Marysville area. We look forward to returning to Fremont and Rideout on future programs as we explore their never-ending progress in modernization that benefits all of us. Well, that's our program for tonight. I'd like to invite you to write to me at my dermatology, cosmetic laser surgery, and liposuction office in Yuba City with your suggestions for areas and people that you'd like to see on this program. I'm always interested in hearing from you, and I hope that you'll suggest to your medical doctor or other healthcare professional that you'd like to see them here with me on the Medical Explorer. As you know, we are a public service program, and I really do want to hear from you with your comments and suggestions. Please write to me here at the Advanced Dermatology and Laser Center of Northern California at 350 Del Norte Avenue, Yuba City 95991. Or you can check out our new updated web page with your computer on the internet. There's about 100 pages of information on that. Just key into www.bestlasers.com and check us out with your computer. In my next program, The Medical Explorer will take you behind the scenes of more interesting frontiers of medical care practices in the Yuba City, Marysville, and other Northern California areas. For all of us here at The Medical Explorer, I'm Dr. Robert Peppercorn. Thank you for joining us tonight, and have a great evening.